I'm Ben Humber, rage angler and predator addict. I've caught fish right across the country. There's no species I won't target and no tactic I won't apply to catch them. I love a challenge, and that's exactly what the plan is here. This is your chance to set me a fishing mission. Welcome to Rage Mission Impossible. Let's do this.
Right, morning everybody. Another Mission Impossible for Mr. Ben Humber here.
Oh yeah.
We are down in
deepest, darkest Devon.
Deepest, darkest Devon for another challenge early in the morning. It's been an early start for both of us, so we're quite tired.
Bear with us. I've just had a coffee.
Yeah, you're a bit buzzing, aren't you?
I will be when it kicks in. I don't drink caffeine.
So this challenge, another one you don't know anything about.
No.
So it's here, and you can open it. It's nice of me, isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic.
Whoop. Do you want me to read it out? Can you see? Has the coffee blinded you a little bit? I'll read it. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, Ben, is in 6 hours on a venue you've never fished before,
I've
hence
never
why
fished
I brought
it.
you here,
Yeah.
and using just 3 lures, catch a total length of pike and then of perch equal to your own height. So
like 2 foot.
Well, I did think it was a bit easy based on based on your vertical challenges, but
so not 2 foot. So yeah, but even so, it's still like 10 foot of fish, 11 foot of fish. I don't know, but it's probably 11 foot of fish.
We're going to do it in centimetres because that's what everyone understands. So I'll measure in a minute. But what are you, about 5'6"?
7, 8.
7. Sorry, 5'7" didn't mean to.
8.
5'8". You're growing with your boots on. So whatever
I might
that
take
is
them off for the.
the challenge is you've got to catch that length in perch and you've got to catch that length in pike. 3 lures. So I don't mind you having, like if you went for a pro shad, 14 centimetre, you can have
big lure, smaller, whatever.
Whatever you want. So but you have that, you can have it in different colours, but only that pattern. So only a pro shad 14 centimetre. Right. Or only a 7.5 centimetre.
But different colours if you really want. So it's a canal because I've had a look.
It is the.
They're not allowed to name waters.
Are we? It's a canal in Devon.
Yep.
Not far from Tiverton.
Yep. And I think that well I'd probably go for. I can tell you what lures.
We're going to have a look at the water first because you know what's it. We know it's pike and perch. I told you.
Yeah.
But
I had a look. It's about 2 foot deep. I can see even in the morning light that it's about gin clear. Yeah, it is. And it's weedy as hell.
It is very shallow. It's very clear.
You've brought me to a great venue, Steve.
There's loads of fish in it. I've been down here before. I fished it, and there's loads in it.
Is there?
I wouldn't take it to a bad venue.
No, I don't believe it. It will just be hard with the amount of weed because we haven't had a proper frost yet. We're in January, and we've had a couple of like overnighters where we've had nothing to really kill the weed back really strong. No real major storms to rip it up.
Might be a problem for you.
You will lure fishing.
It's cover for the fish though. They might,
Oh, they're always there. Yeah. What about lure fishing? Yeah. I'm going home. I've talked myself out of it.
So that's the challenge. First things first, we've got to measure you up, mate. Yeah, I'll get the tape measure, and then we can get cracking because it's fairly early still. The light's coming up, and if you've got 6 hours, every second counts, really, isn't it?
Yeah, doesn't it just? All right, where are we going now? Where, here?
Yeah.
Just there.
Yeah. Right, mate. Put your phone away.
Sorry, mate. Yeah.
Yeah,
I am. Yeah. No.
Right. This is the measure I took from you earlier. No, it's not. Okay. Yeah. Right. Stand up straight. Stand up straight.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Got your boots. It's a shame you haven't got a big bobble hat on because I'd pull that right up. But I've got.
You've got boots on, but still got my hat on.
Let's make sure we get this right. Right. Where are we? 150, 160. I'm going a little bit taller because you are a little bit short.
How am I looking up to how tall I am?
That's fine, that's
how does that work?
There we go. That helps. I'm going to say Because you are.
What?
Oh, no, there we go.
Are you cheating?
No. 100, arbitrary figure, 178 centimetres. Yeah? Ah, you're alright. If you had a bobble hat on, you'd be up here.
I haven't got a bobble hat on. I've got a hat on and I'm still staring up at the tape measure.
You're staring up at Max.
Jesus.
178, right?
Right.
That's my final
Right.
figure for you. So 178 centimetres of perch, 178 centimetres of pike. You've got 6 hours, you've got 3 lures. I suppose the first thing we need to do is pick your lures, and then you've got your rods and stuff in the boot, so...
Rods are good to go.
Pick the lures, then you can get fishing, see how we get on. Yeah? You seem really enthused by all this.
Alright, let's go. Alright, so before it gets light and we miss the crucial time, I need to get my lure choice sorted for today. I didn't know what I was going to bring, what I was going to face. Water-wise, it could have been a lake, reservoir, canal, who knows, could have been the sea. And it's a really shallow canal. I had to have my headlamp on up there, and it is really, really shallow. It's gin clear and there's weed absolutely everywhere, which probably means a lot of the casts are going to be fruitless because they're going to pick up a lot of weed. I could go weedless potentially, but for perch, if the perch are troublesome to catch, but it can be a nightmare when you go weedless for pike. Just getting the hookups can be really, really hard. So we will see if we have to adapt and overcome. I am thinking I've got 3 lures, so I would imagine I'm gonna go. I've got for the perch. It just is my standard, pretty much everywhere I go, and it'll be a 2 gram jig head. I often do micro spiky, but you know, gonna struggle to beat a hot olive. A hot olive micro fry with a 2 gram jig head. It's got a huge paddle for such a little lure, and twitching along the bottom, or sink, lift and draw underneath bridges and open water if you get any hits and plucks on the other rods is pretty much a go-to on the canal for me. So I think that would be one of my choices. And Steve's looking at his watch. I'm obviously taking too long here. And the second one is a canal. I mean, there's usually loads of little jack pike. I think little small spinner. I think they're about 6 gram. These little fox spinners, 6.6 I think rings a bell. And they've got a size 3 blade on them as well, which is it's a decent sized blade. It's enough to give a bit of lift to that spinner, and yeah, I mean, working a foot to 2 foot, that sort of thing on a steady retrieve, and you can speed it up, slow it down and things. So yeah, spinner on a canal, trying to look for jacks, should be a good bet. So spinner's going to be my next one, Stevie boy. Then something I can work a bit slower, so I think there's some nice little salmos, but I think I'm going to have to go for I tell you what, it's a classic, Xander Pro, mate.
What size?
7.5 centimetre. There's some here as well, actually. 7.5 centimetre. That's one of the new ones, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the Ghost Green.
Ghost Green.
Yeah.
I love it. Look at that. It's got loads of fleck in it. And the good thing about the Xander Pro is they're a little bit different from the other ones because they've got a real wobble on them. So a little bit like the Pro Shads. You know, Pro Shads have got that lovely wobble on them as they come back through. They do the same as well, and that wobble just gives off a load of flank movement, and it just gives off a load of flash when it comes through. Decent tail on them, probably only 3.5 gram jig head, I would think. And yeah, I think that'll give me the other option of just working that through rather than a straight retrieve on the spinner. Everybody getting up, going to work for the day, and we're going to fish. Yes, we are, Steve. So I think those are my choices, and I can use them in different colours if needs be. And then we just got to find out if the fish are feeding, really, because we had a load of rain on the way down here. hammered it down, and the temperature just plummeted on both our vehicles. We were talking on hands-free on the way down here, and it's a really shallow water, and that can just switch them off like that. So that's why I was a bit deflated a minute ago, because I thought I saw a couple of fish in my headlamp when I just walked up there, and they were just lead in the silt, not moving or anything. So today could be hard. Who knows? Who knows? But I would love to try and get the hat trick and see if we can get 3 out of 3. Like, this is my 3rd mission. Yeah, I'd like to do that if I can.
Cool. All right.
I will try my best.
Ready?
I was born ready.
Cool. All right. Let's go for it.
Let's do this. So, canal fishing for me is just about walking and covering that ground. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to walk along and just randomly pick places. I'm going to roughly go to the end of where my last cast was. So then I know I'm covering absolutely everything. So my last cast was probably here, and then I can keep working down that line. We're also going to have to start to get pretty stealthy, because this venue, I fish loads of canals, loads and loads of canals, but this venue here, it's got to be one of the shallowest and gin clear canals I've seen. It's unbelievable. It normally, a bit weird I think, normally there's you get an inside line where the pike lie up along the front of the reeds, and then you get like a canal, a boat channel out in the middle, which it's just a bit deeper. But if there's one here, it's very hard to see because it all looks pretty much identical to me, which means they could be led up absolutely anywhere, but working the inside margins is definitely going to be a good bet. And then just fan casting around, no more than 3-4 casts in each swim, and move on. Just casting round the clock. With Polaroids on, you can see absolutely every inch of the water. It always amazes me how sometimes just doing those little casts like that close to you can actually produce the fish rather than the long casts all the way down the line. And you know, I don't know this canal, but I doubt there's huge fish in it, and if there are, they're probably few and far between. So really you're trying to go for the sport, and I think the sport is having the right outfit, a balanced rod with balanced tackle, Polaroid glasses, and actually watching the pike in a couple of foot of water, 200 miles an hour, smashing into that little spinner or lure. You know, gets the heart going, and it's not all about big fish. Sometimes it's about actually watching what happens underwater in their world. So that's what does it for me a lot of the time. I'm hoping we're going to see that this morning, aren't we, Steve? Yeah, just taking a sit down, a bit tired. Oh. No, I think I just overgunned it. I meant to do that. I kind of did, because I want the rod tip to be out past the reed so I can do down that reed line. I'm gonna, yeah. Okay, so this is what they call a micro pike. Look at that. Keep him over the water. What a little cute pike. Hang on, let me just get that hook out there. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Whoa, 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 whoa. I know. I'm gonna take this off here. I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna put it in the net, but I'm worried that the it might swim out through the holes. I don't really need to untangle that, do I? Let's get the net wet first. Yay, we've wetted the net today, Steve. There we go, it's just rested down there. There we go. First blood. It's luckily I'm only 2 foot tall, Steve, so 2 of them and that's it, we're job done. Happy days. So what we do is we're going to get this, measure that first fish. Well, you can see what happened there. I slipped down the bank now. I got get your foot in there. I try not to, but get my foot in there. I've got wellies on because the rod is a decent length. This rod actually, it's ideal for the canals. It's 7'10". A lot of people use quite short rods and light rods, but that gives me the line so that when I'm here, I'm sticking that rod out there and I can just bring it up along that weed line. If I had the rod here, I'd just be bringing it into the reeds. It would just it's not the one. It doesn't work. So I'm fairly confident, if I keep doing that and just keep working these reed lines and coming down and random casts about as well, that we should pick up some more fish today. Have you got a bigger mat, mate? I'm not sure.
Just in case you catch a whopper, mate.
No, for this one.
Oh, for this one?
Yeah, he's not going to fit on there. Shall I see if he...
They fit bloody sideways.
I'll ask him. Yeah, he might actually. I'll ask him to bring his family. Right. Right. He is cute though. Isn't he cute?
We're not basing it on cute though, are we?
Yeah, he's cute.
Could be doing a bit longer.
He's cute. Hey, I've never had a problem there, Steve, actually. I think you'll find that most of my pike are plenty long enough.
Oh, we talk about pike? Okay.
Of course. Right. So it's probably going to be about...
Where you
It's gone. Or actually, I'm going to keep it right here because you never know. You can't tell with fishing. Let's just... I'm very grateful of any fish. Whoa, it is so teeny. It's right. So, right, he's up there.
Stretch him out a bit.
Oh, yeah, I can't stretch him, Steve. Okay, you can do the scoring because
20. Or are we going half? So we're just going
halves. You can't. What do you mean halves? You can't cut him in half.
25 for that.
25.
25.
So he's to the tip of the tail, not to the V. What do you want to do?
Tip of the tail.
Tip of the tail. Yeah. Okay.
24.
Well, that's 25 too. 24.
Oh yeah, sorry, 24.
24.
24. I'm upside down.
God, I am
Just
so honest.
24.
24. Right.
Pike.
Mwah. Beautiful. Perfection.
In miniature.
And yeah, but monster pike have to start somewhere. Whoa. And when they are small, the smaller they are, the livelier they can be when you hold them. But look at that. A streamlined. The ultimate predator. You don't want to be a minnow when this one's around. And it's going to go straight back minnow hunting. Here we go, sweetheart. There we go. Ready for the release shot, Steve? There she goes.
Really?
Yeah, she, just by that stick. Oh no, hang on, that's a stick. Just, it's gone. It's gone.
Well, that's good. That's good. Right.
Yeah, first fish. I'm happy with that.
25 centimetres.
Yeah, 25 centimetres. And I did say to cover the water and cover it quickly. You've hard pushed to beat a spinner. So the plan of attack so far is working. Dangerous this is, I tell you. Whew. Sweating after hauling that fish in.
That ridiculous snood you got.
It's not ridiculous.
It's quite warm.
Yeah, it's boiling. It was cold when I got here, but it feels like it's warmed up a little bit.
It's quite warm.
Mind you, I was here at 3 a.m. No, I wasn't. I was here 2 minutes before you. Right, let's go down. Where are we going to go now, Steve? Well, it was a rhetorical question. We're going to be going to the end of the last cast. I see a lot of people, not saying it's right or wrong, but I do see a lot of people when they're on the river and or the canal, and they just go from bush to bridge to, it's great to hit the features, but everybody hits the features. And fish aren't that stupid, you know. Yeah, sure, they lie up at features, but Why not just cover all of the river, and then all of a sudden you start picking fish up where people aren't fishing pickup. Polly picked a pocket because Polly picked I had a cup of coffee a minute ago, Steve. I don't drink caffeine, but I bought one of those instant ones on the way down because I was a bit tired. Anyone who knows me knows that I don't drink caffeine, because if I do, it sends me crazy. I don't sleep for weeks. This lure is a spinner, and it's, I believe, you have to check the spec for me, but I think 6.6 grams. And on a size 3 blade on it, I think it is. And it is, I mean, this canal here, it's got to be 3 foot deep max. I would have said it's probably 2 foot deep, to be honest. And well, it's made for it, really. It's yeah, size 3 blade, and it's about 6.6 gram, I think, with a size 4 hook. And I've got a light trace on there. You don't need a super strong heavy trace, wire trace, obviously, because you will pick up perch, but predominantly probably pike. I then have actually got above that some 20-pound fluoro, which might sound strange, but if you look at it when it comes through the water, you can see my bright orange line, but then you cannot see that 20-pound fluoro at all. So for me, it's a little edge, which can just help to just maybe give you a little bit of an edge when you're getting a follow or a take or anything like that. That I haven't got my my braid standing out there like a piece of rope. So whether it makes a huge difference, I don't know, but it gives me confidence, and that is what it's all about in fishing. So I'm working the canal, as I said, by going to the end of my cast and then keep moving on. But what can be really good is you never know which way a pike is facing, which sounds odd, but they can be quite lazy pike, and sometimes they actually, you might have seen it when you fish clear venues, you can see a pike facing one way and your lure's going past them, and they don't move, and it just literally comes straight. Say the pike's facing that way, your lure is coming towards him like that, and for some reason, sometimes they just, not all the time, sometimes they just, I don't know whether they can't be bothered to move or they don't want to. So it's good to like move your way up the canal. So this was the end of my last cast, but then just turn around and have a couple of casts back down that way. So even though you've covered it, what you're doing is you're bringing your same lure the opposite way from what you were down there. And any pike which could be that facing that way, which wanted it that way, it wanted to just accelerate and hit it, can do so. So not always, the same as when you're on a boat. So when you're lure fishing on a boat, it works really well on big reservoirs. If you're covering water and you've got the drogue out and you're on a drift, and you're casting, and then turn around and belt some lures back the other way. So you're bringing, so even though you've gone over those fish, all of a sudden you're bringing a replicant or whatever, and it's coming back the other way. So they might have been a bit turned on or a bit switched on at the lure when you were covering them, but then they saw it go past again and again and again, and they kind of know. But then all of a sudden you've swung around and belted that lure the other way, and it's come back the opposite direction. I think sometimes it just picks up bonus fish, which maybe know the routine of casting, maybe. So it works for me. Let's go, Steve. Silty bottom, I'd say, wouldn't you? Another thing, as I'm walking, I'm not walking that quietly, I'm not staying away from the edge. I've covered this anyway, but I'm just looking to see if I bolt anything out, because you can see how silty it was. It's really silty. A pound pike, if it bolted out of there, would put up a massive plume of silt. So if I'm not putting any up as I'm walking along, they're either really dormant in there, or they're maybe a little bit further out in the middle where it's just maybe a little bit deeper. So you can kind of gauge what's happening. But that's just on this stretch. It might change if you get to a deeper stretch. Just got to kind of keep watching the water all the time, try and get a feel for it. Oh, that felt fishy. I think it must have just pinged off a load of weed. Felt fishy though. Felt like it was a bang bang. Ooh, yeah. So God, wind keep pushing it out. Speed-wise, you probably see I'm turning over the bail arm really, really quickly. I turn it over by hand because you can sometimes get a little loop, and you can get a little bit of wind knots sometimes. So just turning that over really, really quickly by hand, and then pretty much reeling straight away because it's so shallow. I don't want it to go straight down, straight into some weed, and I've cast it all the way back there, and I'm just having to drag weed all the way through the swim on potentially the first cast in that new bit of water, which is not what you want to really do. You don't want Mr. Pike to say, oh look, there's something I'm not going to attack with a load of weed attached next to it. Like, you don't really want to do that. You want to try and make your first cast. First cast often your most important, so you want to get it right really. And then you can, spinners are great. I mean, I started lure fishing on spinners many years ago, Steve, and they're fantastic. They're so versatile. You can do them really, really slowly. When you've got deeper water, you can bring them back steady and fast. They give out loads of vibration and water displacement. I mean, they absolutely throb away. Like, you know, they're fantastic. You can bring them back on just a straight retrieve, like I'm doing, because it's a very shallow venue. You can slightly slow it down and then speed it up as you're reeling. I mean, that's a really, really good thing to do without letting it drop down too much. So you just slow reeling, and then fast reeling, and then slow, and then fast. And because you do get a lot of follows on spinners, and if you're doing that, it's just changing that retrieve rate. So it can quite often just get any fish which are following just to kind of put a trigger point in there, and then they can smack into it. Or you just do a straight retrieve, and now and again, if you just give a little pull, you watch your spinner, it just does a little jolt. I think it's really hard for pike when they're following, and it's really hard for them not to hit it when you do that little jolt like that. I don't think they have too much control. I think it's like a knee-jerk reaction for them, and then they're following, what's that, and it jolts, and they just quick grab it because they don't know what it is for 100%, so they have to bite it, and then away you go. But a good old straight retrieve and covering plenty of water will catch you plenty of fish. You don't need to overcomplicate it too much. So I'm going with my hunches, because we came through from the van, a couple of casts, straight away, okay, yeah, it was micro pike, but I've seen nothing down here, and I did see another pike and had one slack limey on the lure when I was up there. So we're going to turn around and go all the way back up to where we were, because I just feel
brilliant.
Yeah, I just feel sometimes effort is reward, and I'm going away from any sign of fish apart from some few roach. Let's go, Steve. We gotta go. Ooh, big dog. Yeah. Oh mate, I think you'll find that's lucky, Steve. Oh, it stinks. Oh. I'm not sure. No, I don't know if that's a little teeny micro pike or if it's a... Oh great, come on. Oh, sure that is. I don't know if it is. It looks like a little pike. Yeah, it was. There you go, I just spooked it. Right, now let's see if it'll go on a... To be honest, I don't think it's going to go, because it is really micro pike, little teeny. I don't call them jacks when they're that small. He ain't going to go. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, he's still there. Yeah, It's exactly the same size as the last one. Yeah, he's not gonna. The spinner touched the side of him and he's teeny. But I'm gonna have a little. Let's try for perch on that bridge. So, I'm going for hooks nice and sharp. I'm going to go for hot olive. It's a natural pattern. It's not too garish. It's a classic paddle tail, and I'm sure there's lots of little fish in here this size. Yeah, it's my second lure, yeah. So that's the one we want. There's a little quick link on there which I'm going to change because actually I like a direct. On these little teeny ones I just like them direct. I just find you get a bit, they're just more responsive. And it's alright if you're using creature baits and you want like maximum manoeuvrability and stuff, but each to their own, and for me I like them tied direct to the eye when I'm using these little ones. Right, I'm slipping a bit. Add a bit more depth to it. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. That's how we want it. Just tucked out at the back there. Any little nips and we're on. Yeah, that's the kiddie. Right, don't get too close, Steve, because probably I can't see us tearing a shoulder part underneath here because it's so shallow and so clear. I might only get one shot, and that's if there's any under here. So yeah, very slow, very stealthy. Yes. There we go, so I saw that one. Oh, it's been grabbed by something in the back. It's had a lucky escape from somewhere. There you go, so nailed. So I saw it, cast over it, let it drop, let it like twitch, just drop, roll, and then bam, it got it. So let's measure it up quickly. And I've got it out really, really quickly, so there's a chance that there's another one there. Okay, we'll measure this one quick, Steve, get it back. There we go, sweetheart. Whoa. That's nice and wet still, so right. You call it, Steve. Oh, there we go. Hang on, it's a bit bent round there. Right. Yeah, that's 20 there, yeah, 18. Right, I'm going to slip it back and then try again for another one. There she goes, nice little chunky one. Oh, you see it? I had it on. Did you see that? He's still there. Hang on. Oh, he's spooked. So, canals are pretty barren, but we've just come walking around the corner and there's an outlet here. And it's a bit wider than everywhere else. Potentially you've got a bit of water movement, so you've got water going out over there, so might have a few more bait fish just potentially there might be a pike or two, really. But there might not, but it's worth a few casts. We'll get down to that other feature, a couple of casts with the spinner. We can't pick out any on the spinner, we'll be changing over to the Xander Pro, because that's what they might want today. And there's me flogging away with a spinner, and they might want that soft plastic bounce back a little bit rather than a straight retrieve. It rained really heavily this morning, and it was really cold, so a lot of cold water's come in, so they might want that a little bit slower. The perch certainly weren't feeding. Okay, so we're walking along pretty fast, and we've just seen a pike up there. Whether it's going to turn and come out for a spinner, because it's right tight in the margins, I don't know, but yeah. Not the fish we saw, but it's a fish. Yay! Okay. Lovely little pike. Whoa. So fingers up inside there. Nice firm grip. Forceps are to hand. Just slip the forceps, hold the hook really hard, and turn it around on itself. Get rid of the spinner. Put the forceps back so they're already there for next time. You don't drop them in and end up with no forceps for the day. And now we'll get her on the mat and see what she goes. She's probably about 1 metre in length. What do you say, Steve? 1.5 metres this fish? Yeah, right, time for me to go home. Put my feet up and get the kettle on. The mat's still wet, which is good. Right, let's have a little look. Whoa, baby. Whoa. It's got leeches on it, going off on the mat. Come on, baby. Right. Just calm down a second. Okay, let's calm down. Right, there we go. There's the nose. Nose is on the line there. Yeah.
43.
There's the 5, 4.
43.
Yeah, fantastic. Lovely little perch.
Pike.
Oh yeah. That's that coffee gone to my head. Well, she's going to flip again, so I'm going to get her back because she's done enough acrobats. Blimey. Come on, sweetheart. Come on. Right. Oh, they're so wiggly at that size. But lovely. Pristine pike. There you go, baby. Okay. Now we're rocking and rolling. It was looking daunting, and that wasn't the fish you saw, because the one we saw was probably £4, something like that, and that was not. But it was. It's a pike. So this mission is still doable, Steve. It's still doable. Wow. Okay, so we're at one of the bridges here. I'm just gonna. I can't see anything, but I'm gonna just see if I can get any perch. Yeah, there we go. Lovely. Try and get it in quick so it doesn't spook the shoal. Yes. Beautiful. Shh. That's pretty much all we need is creeping all the way along and getting a. Whoa! Jesus. No, they just dragged my rod across the floor. Yeah. Okay, so a bit of an interruption there. Perch on the hot olive. I'm going to measure this one up, Steve. Oh, it's a wiggly one, it's a chunky one. Lovely little perch that. Look at that.
20.
I'm not going to be greedy.
20.
Oh yeah, so it is 20, yeah. Lovely fat little perch though, isn't it? Look at that. Yeah, beautiful. Imagine that being a couple of pounds. Fantastic. All right, slip that one back. There we go. I'm going to put it back so it goes into that weed there. Hopefully it won't scare the shoal. Oh. So I've just been chased in by a couple of little perch then. I've got to try and see if I can get them to take. God. Come on, little perch. Yes. There we go. It's a real game of cat and mouse when it's like that. So, another little one. Cool. Let's engulf that. On the hot olive again. Turn it around. Tail out.
17?
Hang on. Let's make sure that's... No.
18.
Yeah, 18. All right. Every little helps. Every little perch. There's 2 of them down there, and that's just twitching the rod tip, letting it fall, and then literally when it was on the bottom, he just took it out the silt. It doesn't always have to be moving to get a take. They're inquisitive. When it stops moving, they've got a higher chance of actually being able to nail it when it's sat on the bottom because it's not moving. But they know it just moved. So we put this one back. Try and get another one. Oh, yes. Okay, another one. So that one chased it in on a faster retrieve. And then while it was chasing it, I just stopped the lure. And he just shot down and grabbed it just before it hit the bottom. So, let's see what we got here. Lovely little perch. Beautiful markings on that. Look at that. Beautiful markings. Lovely, lovely perch. Let's have a look what we got here. Steve, you call it. Oh.
18 ago, I think that one.
Oh.
Brother from the last one.
Sister. From another mister.
Yeah, 18.
Yeah. Hang on. Then Matt's. Hang on. No, yeah, I've got to get his nose on the mat. Yeah, there you go. 15, 16, 17, I think. 17, yeah. Don't forget to write it down, Steve. So we've come up to, it looks a bit like a boat turning circle, I would have said. A canal boat turning circle. So it's the biggest feature we've seen so far. It's just gone overcast. And it's starting to rain a little bit, which is lovely. So I'm gonna, such a feature here. We're gonna really fish every bit of this because it must be there's ducks everywhere, swans everywhere. There's no doubt there's houses all around us. People to feed the ducks on bread. Probably don't get so much predation of cormorants and things because it's a bit more urban. So yeah, it's got to be worth a really good fish here, I think. And then there's a bridge to my right which is screaming perch to me. So see how we get on. So we'll cover, if we can, we'll cover absolutely everything in this pool by just casting around the clock, nice steady retrieves, making sure if there's pike in here, they've definitely seen it go past them, and hopefully with a numbers game we'll find one which is willing to hit it. And then so much weed in here that it's really weedy. It's weedier than probably the rest of the canal, weirdly. And then what we do is I think I'll try and perch fish underneath that bridge because that proved good on both bridges, and then put the Xander Pro on, and then put the Xander Pro through its paces and just see if they want something a bit different. Yeah, it's chased by perch right there. So the perch are chasing the spinner, which is He went for it and he missed it. Yeah, go on. Oh, he's getting it. Oh, oh, go on. Oh. Oh, so frustrating when that happens. So it's literally a game of cat and mouse. You run out of space. The best thing you can do is just go like, so you're up and down, up and down, up and down when they do it. And then trying to catch them that way. I actually love it. Because it really is a game of cat and mouse. Oh, yeah, there he is. There he is. Oh. Now, Steve did not film that twice, but that happened twice. Oh my God, look at that pike there. Is that a pike? Wow. Yeah, much better. Hang on, stay there, mate. Wow, that came from right under the yeah. Wow. Looked a bit like a tench when it first came out. I thought, blimey. Yeah, solid fish, that was solid. Yeah. Yeah, I think that pike moved out from under that weed raft. Oh, it's wind knot. He moved out from under that weed raft because we were here, so he wasn't ever really gonna feed because we moved him. So, but I still have unfinished business with those perch, and I wouldn't be surprised if he moved out because I was swinging a couple of little perch in front of his face. So, let's just see if there's a few more perch who are willing to. Oh no, now it's raining, I can't see the bottom, which means I can't sight fish for them. Okay, there's a bridge down there, Steve. I think we need to get there now because it is absolutely going to chuck it down. Come on, let's go. Okay, so it's absolutely chucking it down, and waterproof jackets is in the van, which is about a mile away. So I'm just going to hide under this bridge and see if there's any perch. Yeah, there we go, little baby one. Wow, I was getting a few little plucks off that. I'm going to rest this one in the net a second. And see if we can't get any more. Right, so it goes nose to there.
15.
Hang on. You've got to keep, that's a bit new, that Matt. There he is. Yeah.
16.
15. Yeah, 15. 15. Lovely chunky little perch, aren't they? Well, those two are anyway.
15 again.
Well, 14 that is. Yeah, 14. So we got 14, 15.
Is
13, 14, that's 13. 13, 14, 13, 14, 15 we've got. And this one does look smaller, so potentially 10, 11, 12. 12, 13, 14, 15. You can remember that.
just about.
Okay, that's...
5, 6, 7, 8.
No. You do the maths now, add up, see how much more we need.
Yeah.
And then I need to finish off catching some perch. And then I need to try and catch a few pike. Back under the bridge. Just see if we can, we just measured up those fish. Now we need to see, now we need to see if we can catch a few more. There's still some fish down there. There's an awful lot of debris floating through. I need to get 52 centimetres. I think this bridge has got to be the place for it. Because there's a few down there, so a little bit of cat and mouse, and then hopefully then I can just really focus on those pike. Forget the perch rod and just pike. See if we can complete this challenge. I'll be really chuffed if we can. So we've only got 3 hours left, so I can't really spend more than about 20 minutes, if that. Oh, got a crazy one. There we go. Okay, that one. That one I'm not going to count because that one was actually foul hooked, so I'd love to count it, but that's really not cricket if you're going to count those ones. Okay, so I'm just changing the jig head. Still 2 gram. Still 2 gram. Just changing it because it's done a few fish. I've dropped a few fish. It still felt sharp. I couldn't feel it bent over or anything like that. But just little things like that which can make the difference. So, you know, perch have got really bony mouths, and all I'm doing is bouncing that look across the bottom, and it's bouncing off little stones and things like that. So let's see if we hook up this time. There we go, that was worth changing that hook, wasn't it? So straight away, absolutely nailed. Let's see if we can get a couple more here. Okay, how many did I need, Steve? Centimetres? 52. All right, I knew I needed 52. So rested those fish underneath that bridge, and they went back. It was nearly all just vertical jigging and ultra slow across the bottom and just calling it around. There was plenty of them down there, but you'd pull them up to the top and I could watch them holding on to the tail. I was just at the stage where I was going to bite that little lure in half and make it smaller, but the hook point is right at the back anyway. They got long shanks on those hooks, but persistence paid off, and I think I'm going to measure these quickly and we should be over that now. So got a slightly chunkier one, which I think was when I said, right, let's call that a day so we can focus on the pike. Okay, Steve, so we have got on that little white line
12.
12. Okay, 12. That looks about another 12. It's on the line. Oi, easy, tiger. Whoa, whoa, hang on, we got a flipper. 10, another 12. Yeah, another 12. All right, yeah. 12. Oh. 12. Peas of a pod, these are. Those are pretty ones, aren't they? Lovely, look at that. Beautiful perch. Well, that's 15, 16. 3 12s and a 16.
So 36. 46, 52.
And then
19, 18.
so you were born. 15, 16, 17. Yeah, 17, isn't it? Yeah, 17.
69, so you definitely done it.
It's only my favourite number. Oh wow! What? Yeah. Aggressive little things they are. They really are so aggressive. Even a little small perch like that, you know, got a huge mouth. Really has. Lovely. Thank you, mate. Away he goes. 69. That's an easy one to remember, Steve. So 69 plus the total of what we were on anyway. Yeah.
The perch,
So that's the perch mission, or the perch side, done.
You've done 195 centimetres of perch.
Right, okay, wicked. So now it is nothing but pike, which actually means I'm not going to keep grabbing the light lure rod and trying to catch random perch as we walk along. So
you've got 68 centimetres of pike so far.
Yeah.
So you've got to get 110 centimetres of pike.
All right, so over a metre of pike. Some places you can do that in one fish, but not here.
We've got just under 3 hours.
Okay, well, fish an hour, and that would do that. But you know what fishing's like, you just can't tell. So first of all, okay, we've got the spinner, we know that, that's happy days. Now I'm going to change this rod, and I'm going to change this rod to put the Xander Pro on this one. So just a light trace is going to go on, and then onto the Xander Pro, I think. So yeah, that's what we're going to do now. Just a nice light trace from here. Get the Xander Pro on there, and I think we haven't tried that today. And they're great for catching jacks normally, because I quite often pick them up when I start perch fishing. So that is our plan. I think we'll see how we get on. So we've finished fishing underneath the bridge. Got a perch on the little 2 gram jig head and the hot olive. And now it's pike, 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 pike. That's what we've got to go for now. So don't seem to be having much luck in this pool at all. I've seen a couple, but they just will not move. So just going to couple more little fan casts around it before we head back up river, fan casting all the way. I've got the Xander Pro and I've got the spinner. So I've got the Xander Pro in 7.5 centimetre and the Ghost Green, that's the one, Steve. I just call it Ghost. We're on first name terms. And then the 6.5 gram spinner, which has done a couple of pike already. So it's just a matter of covering that ground, hopefully. Just seen a nice shoal of big roach. So you can see that could do a few bigger pike in here, which would eat jacks, and some of these big roach. Some of them are nudging up towards a pound, I would think. They look good. Perch chasing the spinner in. When you don't want perch, there they are. Always the way. So the light levels will start to change soon, and hopefully just might bring a few pike on the feed. We've got a little jack on, very grateful. Oh, spooked a fish out the margins there as well. Oh, I saved it. You beauty. Much needed, much needed. A lot of blanket weed up here, really, really hard to try and get any decent sort of cast. So finally picked that one up just in front of those reeds. Not the biggest, but every little helps, Steve. And as you know, it's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean. And Steve's boats are rocking, don't come a knocking.
It's normally when I fall over before we get there.
I bet. Right.
Let's measure this mother up.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. Thanks, Steve. Oh, God, massive splinter then. Right, ready? She's on the nose.
30.
Pretty much 35. Yeah, oh, hang on.
Was it?
No. Yeah, it was.
35.
Yeah, it was 35. Yeah. Yeah, look. Yeah, 35. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, 35.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Good work, mate.
Pike is pike.
What was that on? Spinner again?
Yeah, spinner. Perfection in miniature, but it's not the biggest pike I've ever caught, Steve. It's the second. It's the second biggest pike I've ever caught. Yeah, little baby. We've got to start somewhere. There she goes. Oh, get those totals done, Steve. Tell me the scores on the doors. So we're getting a huge amount of weed at the moment, which is making nearly every cast ineffective, which is really tricky. So having to bring the lure back a bit, or the spinner back a bit quicker than I'd like, really, but you've got no choice. At least you know it hasn't got weed on, and it seems like it's very small little micro pike I'm trying to catch. But as you walk along, the pike are actually in lead really close to the bank, and they're bolting out the reeds, which, well, it's just you cannot fish. You cannot fish in this, where they're hiding, which is tricky. So I'm hoping the last kind of half an hour, 45 minutes, they'll come out from here and move out into the canal a little bit more, getting ready to kind of hunt. But in the meantime, I'm trying to, if I can, fish it down the line. The wind doesn't help when it's such a light spinner, but fish it down the line and seeing if you can get any which might just be resting on the inside line. Only take a couple of fish and we could be mission completed. So the spinner's produced a couple of fish, but there's a lot of, well, not a lot, but there's been a couple of strikes going on. There's a few silver fish starting to move, so switching over to the zander pie now to kind of match the hatch rather than just trying to lift the fish with a big old, well, not a big, but a spinner. I'm actually gone onto a soft plastic fish lookalike and see if I can keep an eye out for any of these attacks when they're hitting into the small fry, and then run one of these through. So that's the plan. Light levels are dropping. They're probably coming out of those reed beds and starting to hit the small fry and having an evening feed. So keep casting, keep covering the water, and keeping your eyes peeled is the absolute key. And keep looking for follows. Let's have a little go up here. Steve, I'm depressed. I don't like failing, and I failed. I've got about 1,000,001 excuses, but I failed. The light's dropping. It's really hard to film when you get low light levels. Fishing is at its prime, but filming is not good. It might look fairly bright still, but you just can't film in it, can you, Steve? So unfortunately, we cannot do anything about that. That's the way it is. There is a few fish moving around, but I've smashed the perch challenge out of the water, so half perch, half pike, and those perch were on today, and the amount of hits I had on the pike lures and spinners and loads and loads and loads. So if I was pleasure fishing today, I would have stopped going for the pike and gone straight onto the perch, and probably had a really good day's perch fishing actually, because they were really feeding. The pike really hard, maybe a bit of lure choice, the spinners, and picking up a lot of weed as I was bringing it through. The shallow, such a shallow venue. I've never fished it before, never seen it before. And if I came back, yeah, I would do a few things differently. I wouldn't have a spinner with a treble on, and I would change a few things around. But had a few pike, only 2 pike away from actually completing the challenge. So had 3 pikes, pike. 103 centimetres. So yeah, another 3 pike would have done it. But I didn't do it. But I completed half the challenge, but not the second half. So definitely a bit gutted because I completed the last 2 challenges and I wanted to see if we could get the hat trick. But yeah, mission unaccomplished, I would say, Steve. Unaccomplished.
Ready for the next one?
I am ready for the next one, yeah. Yeah, I am. And this one was so close.
This was close.
It was really close. Yeah, yeah. And if it was just purely on length, as in it wasn't split down between pike and perch, I could have kept going on those perch without a doubt, and done really, really well. Probably had a really great day's fishing actually. So, but that's not what it's about. It's a challenge and there's rules, and unfortunately I failed the challenge with a big fat F. So onwards and upwards. I'll reflect back, think what I could have done differently, and you learn from every day's fishing, don't you?
Yep.
So
and we'll get ready for the next one.
We will get ready for the next one. So if anyone's out there and they're thinking of a challenge, you know, maybe something where I just go float fishing, pint of maggots, sit down, and if I catch, I catch. If I don't, I don't.
That sounds great for a lure challenge.
Something like that. It's a great challenge for me. I did really enjoy that one. So yes, not too hard, not too ridiculous, but something fun, something a bit different, something which you got a good chance of doing at home as well. Yeah, I'll be happy. But anyway, they decide, not me. So yeah. Joe Public.
Right, to the pub.
I don't drink. You've got an alcohol problem. Home it is then, Steve. Right, let's go. It was a fun day anyway. Over and out. See you on the next challenge.